everyone, myself Shweta Shetty, working as an assistant professor, Department of ISC, MITM. So, the subject which I am going to discuss today is your software engineering. So, lot of us we may not know what is the perspective of studying this subject, that is what is the need of this subject and how it is been related towards your particular careers. So, there is a lot more things you need to analyze as a student, that is what is the perspective of software engineering. In a one advance of way, the software engineering, you should know the course objective of this particular subject, that is the objective. Why you need to study and what is that what it is going to teach you is nothing but the very first thing is the principles of software engineering. And in following the principles of software engineering, what is the perspective of why to deal with this particular software engineering concepts? On following the principles, you will identify the professionalism as well as the ethics. So, with this particular ethics and the professionalism, the course objective is the third thing, you will analyze what is the requirement, that is how to collect the requirements to build the software. And on following that, you will also learn the testing process and how to test the software, and finally where the maintenance and the reuse. So, very generalized way to say the software engineering, what you are going to deal here is, very first thing is all that is the software engineering can be defined, okay, that is it is an systematic discipline as well as cost effective technique for building software development. So, let us discuss what makes the software engineers and how it is related towards your course. So, what is the connectivity? So, very first in a general way, let us say the software engineering, what is the subject describes, that is the engineering all about, it is an approach of designing and it is going to serve the requirements of the customers, or something you are going to an approach of building the particular models and you are going to serve the purpose of the customers. Whereas the software can be defined as it might be the set of computer programs. So, on general ways we are going to say that the software is the set of programs, whereas the engineering is an approach of building. Together that makes the sense of the word software engineering. So, why the very first thing as a software engineering, it is called as an engineering approach. You may have known there are many branches, mechanical engineering and software engineering. So, all that mechanical engineering where you are going to deal with the hardware things and you are going to come up with a new task of customizing the required hardware and you are going to bring up by some product. Whereas in the software engineering, you will convert the ideas, that is you are going to do something where you are going to build one particular software or the product. From the beginning you need to know what we are supposed to. You are converting your ideas to the executable module. So, what is that converting the ideas to the executable module? That is the main thing you should know. So, very first we are going to tell you that the software engineering is a systematic. What do you mean by that systematic? That is nothing but there are many set of step-wise procedure. So, systematic is all that goes by step procedure. That is when the software engineers start using or applying the ideas into the product, the basic step how he is going to intro the required task of collecting the requirements. Up to that, next test is he is going to write the some particular design, and after that he is going to write the codings and testing and maintaining the product. So here there should be a one systematic approach, that is the step by step procedure. Hence, with the help of this, what happens, you will get a rule, that is what I am supposed to do. So all that set of rules is nothing but your discipline. Thus, of course, without discipline we cannot bring the product. We can bring, but what happens, that may not be assurance of 100% availability. That are the success. So what happens, the set of rules with the set of stepwise procedure, what happens, it's an effort to the building the software product. Only these two terminologies, that doesn't make success. What happens also, as a software engineers, you should satisfy the requirements that is given by the customers, where the given cost effective, the budget that is being given by the customers, accordingly you should try to build the software. Hence, that is the cost effective. Fine. So these all the techniques that will be helpful in building the software development. So hence, the course objective of this software engineering, where a software engineer, he will be able to find out the principles that should be followed in the software engineering, and what are the types of models he should be analyzed for bringing up the product, as well as how to collect the requirements and how to validate it and how to test it, and finally next step is designing. That is where you are going to analyze the design phase, and in designing, how to design the software product, where you will learn, that is the types of use case diagrams, that is your UML diagrams. Fine. With respect to that, activity diagrams. So all these kinds of diagrams that helps in building the module. So what happens, in order to do that, you will be on following with the implementation part and the testing part and the finally maintenance part. So likewise, that is the course objective where you will be learning. So what is the course outcome of this subject? I will tell you what is the course outcome of this subject. So here you are going to, by the end of the course, you will be able to find out what is the application, how to build the one large software, and what are the procedures to be followed, and also the assessment of the, as a engineers you will learn the ethics as well as the professionalism. That is the course outcome, as well as the how to handle the requirement, how to validate it, how to make the specification, and how to test it and maintain. That is what you are going to learn, and by upcoming to that you will also learn the required, in order to bring the modules, you will learn the how to deal with the objects and the class, and how it will be related in bringing up the one particular system models. So on designing the system models, how to use this particular object and how to use this particular class, that is what you are going to learn. Fine. Then by the end of this, you will analyze the technical skills. What is the technical skills you are going to learn? That is how to bring up the project and how to make the estimation of the project, as well as how to schedule the project, and with the finally you will learn the set of standards for maintaining the quality of the project. That is where you will learn different standards of metrics. So with that particular metrics, what happens, you will get an idea. You will find out which are the software models that should be related and how to use for the simple project as well as for the complex projects. So this is the final course outcome of this particular subject, software engineering. By as an overview of this subject in this particular mode, what is the overview of this particular subject is, very first is intro. So, with an overview, you may ask how the subject is related for your course. Yes, it is interlinked. Why? Because on with the understanding this particular subject, where in the upcoming semesters you will learn in depth to the this particular and overview of the required software engineering. I will tell you how it is. That is, in the intro session you will learn the principles I said. So, what are those principles? You will basically analyze what is the difference between the software engineering concepts, what made it the much more, how to introduce the required product. So, if you are going to tell regarding the intro towards the software engineering, so with respect to that we will deal with the module. So, with the specification, what is the requirement of specification here? Why we require the specification? On real time example, let us go. Okay. So, what happens? You need to build a house. So, what are you supposed to do while building the house? What are the requirements you need? So, very first you will see, look into the, as I said, to the definition will match. That is, the software engineering is the systematic, disciplined as well as the cost effective technique, is it not? So, how it will be related to the specification? That is nothing but you are going to find the land, you are going to see that whether you have the proper resources for that, and also the regarding the money. So, that is how you are going to gathering the requirements. After that, what happens? You are going to design on the basis of the requirements you have, is it not? So, on basis of that the designing process starts. Then the implementation purpose, that is, once the design is done, what happens? The engineer start to build the home and he will be implement the requirements what you are given, and he will start up bringing the one house. After that, what happens? For testing purpose, what you do? You call your friends, you call your colleagues or your relatives to check whether the house is proper, is it not? So, likewise you are going to check the, and you will test it. Yes, it is fine. Then you will say, yeah, it is ready, and you will start using your house. Then for maintenance purpose, again you will keep some workers, is it not? And likewise the same scenario that happens in the software also. So, whenever a software engineer who will start building the product, so what happens? Very first thing is he will meet the whom, that is the clients. Once the clients approach him, what are you going to do? He will give the requirements. I have such kinds of requirements and kindly do a software product for me. So, accordingly what happens? They will start analyzing the requirements. Immediately once they give the requirements, we cannot build the product. What we are supposed to do? We need to collect the requirements what he has given, and you will analyze it. That is where you are learning the requirement elicitation and analysis. That is, you are going to discover the requirements, and on following that you are going to learn what is the analysis, whether I can make a required product from this particular requirements. That is what you are going to analyze. So, finally what happens? On analyzing, you will start designing. So, for that starting of the designing, you need to choose which are the models that is specifically helpful in building the software. So, accordingly, in continuation that what happens, what are the requirements it follows, that is you will check out whether the specification of the designing, that is what are the models? As I said, you will learn waterfall model, incremental models and the spiral models. So, what makes this particular models you will learn in depth, that is how this is related to the small project as well as the complex project. So, totally your aim is to bring up the software product, and within that you will learn from the first step of your ideas to the final, that is the deployment of your product. What happens inside to that you will be learning. So, on designing we need something, that is either it might be the your UML diagrams, use case diagrams, or the all those things you are going to learn, and how to use this in perspective of using the different case studies with the examples you are going to learn, and implementation purpose. And once the designing is done, then you will find out in this implementation part it comes with your coding things. Okay, it comes with the coding things. So, with this particular codings you will analyze what is the platform we are supposed to use for this particular requirements given by the customers, and accordingly once the implementation is ready and the software is ready, next phase is the testing phase. So, what happens in testing? How will you test the softwares? There are many methods you are undergoing here. That is the release testing, or it might be the user testing. So, on continuation to that, user testing or the release testing, as well as the mainly two types of testing will be performed, that is alpha testing and the beta testing. Alpha testing will be done in the within the organization, and the beta will be given to the market with the customers. Fine. So, then is that okay once the product is been ready and it is you are tested and it is released? No. What happens if suppose on giving the product to the customers, you should know whether something problem occurred, something dilemma, ambiguity occurred with respect to that product. What happens? You should be able, again they will come back to you. During that time you should maintain it, you should resolve the conflicts, and that should be made as the reusing of the product. So, all this is the overview of the subject. So, and I said it is interconnected to the other subject. Yes. How? Firstly, in the upcoming semesters you will learn the OOMD subject, that is the object oriented modeling, where you will learn the different kinds of design patterns. Okay. So, with that particular patterns where you are going to learn, and in the next is the software testing subject, that is where you are going to learn the software development life cycle starts. That is where you are going to learn, you will test with the writing the test cases, whether the given input is going to handle the given output. So, that is how you are going to test with the different test cases you are going to write, and you will validate that particular problem and you will find out the solution. That is the subject where you are going interconnected. And with respect to that, we will be learning with the project management, that is in your ME subject, management subject. You will learn all the technical skills in handling the or planning the projects and to be become an successful entrepreneurs. This is how, this is all the fundamentally subject you can say, this SC, where that is the distribution to become finally you are successful engineer. So, all this connectivity of the subjects where you will learn the different techniques. Fine. So, that is why the course outcomes give you the analysis of using how to analyze the requirements, how to deal with it, and how to validate it with the testing phases, and how to maintain it, as well as the how to manage the project with the given estimation. Fine. So, these are the things where the course outcomes is going to deal. And as an overview, we will be learning all this kind of the software engineering techniques and the skills, and that makes help you in the required process. So, if you are going to tell your regarding your syllabus, okay. So, that is how the very first will be with your introduction, and the second one all about the some of the OOPS concept, that is object oriented concepts. What is object, what is class? So, what does that means? If suppose you are going to build a model Okay, you required some of the requirements, that is the structure. What we are calling our languages, C, C++, Java, Python. So that's an evolution we can say. We were in the form of a Pascal and COBOLs, where that has been continued to the concept of the now at the present procedure oriented programmings. That is where you are going to deal with your C++ and where you are going to learn how to deal with the objects on creating the class, and that is nothing but we can say in a generalized way a systematic approach again. We are going to form a structure of the program and we will deal with the required inputs and we will going to write the codings and finally we will get the output. So, if we are speaking regarding this particular concept of the evolution of software engineering, you may ask, what was in the previous? So, you may ask, why did this concept of software engineering occur? So, what is the purpose of this and what was the need of this particular subject, you may ask? So, I will tell you, the very first in the 1945 to 1960s during the Second World War. After that, what happens? They start the revolution in the industries. So, what happens? Where the IBM started working to build a software coding of the product and to give to the customers. This is what it was happening, just coding and performing, building a one particular product and delivering it. This is what the start of your software engineering concept started. But what happens in the upcoming years, that is during the 1960s, they started the concept of software crisis. So, what is this software crisis? Just to write the code and to build a one particular product and deployment doesn't make sense. Why? Because that made the failure of software crisis, where the projects were much more. There was inefficiency of time, where they were not able to handle with respect to the time. With respect to the time, what happens? In continuation to that, the required it was not cost effective and the complexity of the project was started, where they were, if they bought the 100 products, only 2% of the product was working out, rest was not working out. Why? Because the inefficiency of the code languages, it might be there were no proper documentations and simply they used to bring the codes and it used to take the long time. So, which made all this crisis, they were not having the proper concept of how to build the product, just they used to write the codings and they used to deploy it. But the proper documentation and configuration of data process were not known. So, that all things that made even the time, they were not supposed to maintain the time that used to take for the years of long if one particular small project was given. So, inefficiency of all this made the software crisis concept. So, that's the way the revolution started and where we needed something, that is we need something where from the step by step process was required in building the product. So, then started with the trend with the internet and they started by using a proper process of working out and different communication networks. Topology started with the protocols start working. So, on collecting the knowledge of all that made the revolution. So, on basis of that the software, that is the next thing is where the lightweight concept was arrived, that is nothing but the software running in the mobiles. That is how the the evolution took place, and on evolution to that particular mobile phones, that's the after the 2010, where we started with all our artificial intelligence, machine learning and the deep learning. That is nothing but we are making the software itself to analyze and work it on. So all this made the software should be, that is where the revolution started, and upon that till now we are working with the different process to be worked on, and where that's our Windows. For an best example, we will see the different extensions, not 8, 8.1, what is this all versions? That is nothing but we are adding on the required features, that is where it is making the user to use it easy form. So on using this particular concepts, what made the software engineering concept much more fundamental thing to analyze. So well students, by this you will learn as a software engineer by the course where you will be available to analyze, that is what is the requirements and how to for perfect building a one software product. You will become up by this, all this analyze all these skills and the techniques, and you will be ready to bring up a one particular software product. Thank you.